Boston Trucker with you. How we doing, everybody? It's May. Why did I just clap? I have no idea. It's May 29th, 2020. It's 3:30 in the afternoon. I just parked the truck in the yard. Done for the day. Yeah, 3:30. What, 10 hours a day isn't enough? It's plenty, trust me. 5-6 days a week, all right? 60 hours. It's enough. Trust me. Work-life balance is the key to a happy life. I did not know that when I drove over the road. All I knew was 4,000 or 5,000 miles a week. A weekend to me meant 2,000 miles and the scales were closed. Now I get home 3:30, 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Some days 5 o'clock. It's beautiful. The only thing that sucks is I gotta work Saturday. Now, if you're new here, please subscribe right now. That will make my day. I'll address some of the comments recently. Boston Trucker, you only pull a 28-foot trailer. You should try pulling a 53-foot trailer. I pulled a 53-foot trailer for 20 years. It wasn't a big deal. Real truckers pull 53-foot trailers and run 80,000 pounds. Okay? I run 100,000 pounds all day long with my 28-foot trailer. So, I don't know what to tell you. They're very comical. A lot of keyboard YouTube truckers. I think a lot of truckers on YouTube, they think if they play American Trucker Simulator, that makes them a real trucker. I know some kids that play it, and they seem to know the shit, and it's very interesting, and I think it's actually going to help them become real good truckers someday, but real experience is where it's at. So now this video right here will be another story video. It will be a continuation of my last story video, which was called, what was it called? Oh, Cluck Cluck Chicken Truck. It's the last video with the black Peterbilt on the cover. So that in that video, I was hauling produce and chickens coast to coast, running 5,000 miles a week for the ponds in Louisiana. And what happened was they got offered a job working for Panelite Chrome Accessories in Oklahoma City, and they were going to get out of the trucking business. So that was my key to get another job, and I was starting to get burned out. I had been driving over the road at that point for 10 years, running hard, and I was starting to think there was more to life than just back and forth to the coast. And it would take me another 10 years to get off the road, but after working for the ponds in Louisiana, I started slowly making that transition. So the next job I got, now this is interesting, I mean, in my experience in trucking, the good jobs never last. Now yeah, I did piss away my Walmart job. You know, they messed with me. You can go back a few videos ago, trucking 1992 to 98, where I talked about driving for Walmart for a year. Yeah, I quit that job. You know, they forced my hand. But I've had some really good trucking jobs that just either evaporated, they closed, or in this story I'm about to tell you, the drivers ruined the job, and then we all lost our jobs. So this job was right after I worked for Gary and Lisa Ponds. It was a regional job. Now regional, I meant I wasn't running to California or Seattle anymore or Florida. I was running out of Boston for a company called Ken's Foods, or Ken Salad Dressing, and it was running between Boston, Chicago, Virginia. Day trips. I mean, to a super trucker like myself at the time, those are day trips. You know, rent a lot of Jersey, Maryland, Virginia, some Ohio, Michigan, upstate New York, Pittsburgh area, stuff like that. Go out and come right back. Good job. That was a good job. I come out on my large car Peterbilt. I'm driving, you know, if you go back to my video 1992-98 where I told my new boss I don't drive Freightliners, I started driving a Freightliner for Ken's Foods. It was an FLD 120, flat top, single bunk, 2 stacks coming out of the back, nothing fancy. The truck was garbage when I got it. I came in the day before I started work, cleaned out the whole interior. I painted the wheels. The wheels were steel white rims. Painted all the wheels, polished the stacks, waxed the cab. You know, tried to decontaminate the interior. And every chicken hauler, what's the word? I don't want to say super trucker. I can't think of the word. But every chromaholic has a bag of chrome lug nut covers and weights, mud flap weights. So I put them all on the Freightliner, and that made me feel good. And I went to work Sunday night with my first run with Ken's. And I was the bottom guy out of about 15 guys, seniority. And I ran a lot of Jersey, Maryland. The senior guys got the long runs to Chicago. You know, to them that was long. And to me that was, down the street. Yeah, 18 hours. And just fine. That job paid all miles, hub miles, all stops, full benefits. I'd leave out Sunday night, like 7 o'clock at night. I'd get back Monday night or Tuesday morning from a run. I'd go back out Tuesday night. I'd get back Thursday from a run. Go back out Thursday night, come back Saturday morning. So I had like Saturday afternoon and most of Sunday off. To me, that was like getting a life. It was the first time I'd been home. I was home a couple nights a week sometimes. It was great. I mean, it was a hard working job. All grocery warehouses. Cisco, U.S. Foods, you name them, all the mom and pop shops in Manhattan, Brooklyn, Queens, U.S. Food Service in Maryland that did a lot of, and then back hauls back to Ken's, hauling glass bottles for the salad dressing out of Ball Glass in Carteret, New Jersey, or Ball Glass out of Port Allegheny, Pennsylvania, or anything, any kind of ingredients for the dressing, and we back hauled for some brokers like C.H. Robinson, things like that, Sigma Foods. It was a good job, good money. I was making 80 grand. I was pretty happy. We had good camaraderie with the drivers, and we had a lot of good times. Spent a lot of times running together. This reminds me of a story. The night I almost died at Ken's Foods. Most of us would try to meet up like 7 o'clock Sunday night and run out together, and none of us got any sleep before we left. That was the only problem. I had a girlfriend at the time, now my wife, and actually I had a different girlfriend before that, I didn't really get any sleep. Plus I had the attitude where I could run. I was a runner and I could run all night, so I'd show up at 7 o'clock at night to be in Virginia Beach 7 o'clock in the morning. It's 600 miles. I mean, you do the math. You run all night. And one night there were 5 of us running out. We left at 7 o'clock. I was going to Virginia. I was going to the west side of Virginia off 81, like Winchester or something, Roanoke. And I was going to Roanoke. we're all hauling ass, and we ran, we were like 75, 80,000 pounds every load. We had 53-foot trailers, 48s. We had some cute 45-foot trailers. I like to pull it with 96-inch wide. I really like those trailers. Those are awesome to pull. It's like pulling a pup. And we're heading across 84, Connecticut, New York, coming into Pennsylvania. I happen to be in the lead. It's a big hill. When you're on 84 West, coming into Pennsylvania, I mean, the biggest hill right there is Port Jervis Hill. And we're heading west. And we're letting it fly. And it's foggy, and it's late, and it's 11 o'clock at night. And we're all tired, I'm tired. I got a long way to go. I gotta get to Scranton, drop down 81, all the way down. It's a long ride. Especially when you don't sleep. So we're heading down Port Jervis Hill. I'm in the lead. We're coming down to the bottom of the hill, letting it fly, doing like 70. I got 4 trucks behind me, and my boss, he's like, "What are you doing?" "Making a video." "That's what I'm doing." What do you think I do?" "That's why you hired me." No, I'm just kidding. That was my boss. We're letting it fly off the hill, right? coming down the bottom of the hill. At the bottom of the hill is the Susquehanna River. It's a big bridge. And we're about a mile from the bottom of the hill, and the guy behind me, Joe Da Silva, he decides to go around me for whatever reason. I'm doing about 70. Joe's coming in. He's catching me. We're neck and neck. We're coming around the corner, doing about 70. I'm not backing out of it. I'm not racing him, but I'm not backing out of it either. I'm going to let him go. And all of a sudden, I'm looking ahead, and I go, man, there's something dark in the right lane sitting on top of that bridge. What the hell is that? And we're getting closer and closer, and we're neck and neck. And I'm like, I think there's a car sitting on the bridge without any lights on in my lane. And I got nowhere to go and no time to stop. And I'm thinking I'm about to go for a swim. And that car is going with me, and Joe might go with me too. Well, thank God Joe saw it also, and he backed out of it, and he got on the radio, and he said, bring it over, bring it over, bring it over. And I around the car, missed the car, and we went on down the road. That woke me up. That was pretty stupid. I don't usually do stupid shit like that, driving trucks. I got a clean record, but that's what happened that night. Made it down I don't think Roanoke was my first stop. I think I went to Winchester, and then whatever. So, that job, like I said, great job. Here's what happened though. I was only there about 2 years. So, we're making good money. I'm thrilled. Everything's good. Working hard, throwing freight, breaking down layers, small wood, big wood, whatever the customer needs. I didn't mind. I was getting paid pretty good. So, a lot of the drivers, they were older drivers, 55, 60 years old, former Teamsters that lost their jobs for whatever reason, because back then, a lot of Teamster outfits were going out. So Teamster drivers couldn't get hired in a Teamster job, so they would, go work somewhere else that paid pretty well, like Ken's Foods. So a few of the drivers got the bright idea, let's bring the Teamsters to us. That way we can finish out our pensions. And yeah, so I didn't want the Teamsters. I had nothing against the Teamsters. My dad was a Teamster for 10 years. But you know what? We had something good there. And I didn't know, but I had a good feeling it was about to get lost. So now we're meeting up with the business agent for the Teamsters Local 170 in Worcester, Mike Hogan, who's now the president of the Teamsters, I think. And he's feeding these guys, he's feeding us all how great the Teamsters are going to be, and how we're going to win, and how much better life's going to be. And I'm thinking, it doesn't get much better than this. These guys obviously never drove over the road and knew how tough it really is, and what the pay structure really is, and how we really have it made here. But drinking the Kool-Aid. I'm not a Kool-Aid person. I'm usually the opposite of what everybody else is. But I don't say anything. I'm a young guy at the, I'm 30 years old. I don't say nothing. We have always meetings. We meet with the Ken's people. We got the big vote. And I vote for the Teamsters. Not only because it looked like it was going to happen, and I didn't want to be against all the guys I was working with. They can make my life miserable. So I voted yes with you. 2 guys voted no, and we got the vote. We got the Teamsters. Now we're going to become Teamsters. And everybody's like, yeah, we did it. And they're also trying to organize the warehouse, which Ken's is not going to have any part of that. They got some good lawyers. They got some smart people there. They put a kibosh to the whole thing, right? They're like, on Monday you're going to become Teamsters, but on Friday we're changing the way we're doing things. We're getting rid of all our truck drivers. We're bringing in Ryder Logistics, and we got a severance package out of the deal. Everybody was shocked that we lost our jobs. I wasn't shocked. I was more pissed. And we got a severance package. I got like, I don't know, $3-4 grand for a couple years work there, which wasn't bad. the guys who were there longer than me, they were getting like 10, 12 grand. So, you know, I took my money. The two guys who voted no, they were offered jobs at Ryder Logistics hauling for Ken's. And hey, good for them. They would, I don't know how long they lasted there, but on one other guy, he stayed there. Phil, he was a driver and he was a manager. He lasted. And I moved on. And in the next 2 years, I was kind of lost. Looking for a home. I went back driving over the road. I was hauling cheese for a company called More Trucking out of Algoma, Wisconsin. And I was hauling for a trucking company out of Lowell, Massachusetts called Silver's Express, hauling institutional furniture to colleges and prisons, you know, between Boston and Colorado and North Carolina. I did a lot of local work. I was actually hired to be a local driver who ended up doing some road work for them. I had a 379 Pete. At More Trucking, I had a 379 Pete with a flat top at Silver's Express, and a 359 Pete with a flat top. And then that was like, I don't know, another year of my life, and then maybe 2. And then I found my job in New Century Transportation, where I worked for 8 years, and that will be my next story. So that is the story of today. I hope you enjoy it. Please leave your comments. Please subscribe. Tell your friends. Share my videos. I get videos going back 10 years. Thank you very much. And hope you have a great day. Boston Trucker out. See ya.